Hello there, my name is Kilon, and I'm going to show you today a new tool that I created that's called a random material generator. A random material generator belongs to a collection of scripts that we're going to make are called Gyes, or Gyes, which is the Greek name. Is going to be a collection of scripts that's going to simplify the way that 3D and 2D artists work with Blender. The first, of course, tool that I'm implementing here is Random Material Generator, which is a tool that creates random materials. The randomization inside the generator have started as something generic, but the more it advances as a tool, it's going to be more specific and more sophisticated. Without any further delay, let's start explaining how it works. And first, let's start explaining how we can install it. If you go to this thread, and you're going to find, and if you're watching this from YouTube, you're going to find a link to this thread on the more info box below the video. You're going to see two links. The one that interests us is this link, which is the link to the wiki. Now, one second. This one, no. Yes, this is the wiki. This is the link of the wiki, and we are here. You're going to find all information about Gyes, what is Gyes, how do you install Gyes, how do I use it, and what is history, which is the tool inside Gyes, inside the random material generator. We're going to download it from here. In order to download it from here, you're going to click on this link. It's going to send you here, and in this page, you're going to click Downloads, which is going to open a page. You're going to choose this, and you're going to click this option. Of course, you can choose this option as well if you have something that can recognize this type of files. But this is actually the zip files that by default all operation systems are opening. When Gyes is downloaded, it's going to give you, let me see, one second here. It's going to, of course, download a zip file. You actually uncompress this file, and when you uncompress it, you're going to find these two files. This is the file that's macOS created, so you can find only these two files. This one is the readme file, the readme txt, which has all the basic information from the wiki. So you have a very basic idea. You can see this as a basic documentation. And this is the file that interests us. This one must copy it from here, and then you have to go to a specific folder inside your Blender installation that is called scripts, and a subfolder inside scripts that's called addon, and copy paste this file here to that folder. The reason why you have to copy paste it there, and this is how all add-ons in Blender are installed, is so Blender can find it immediately. Let me explain how that works. In macOS, you have to find the Blender folder, which is, I have put it here. One second, it's here, and you have to go to the Blender app, go to show package contents, because the Blender app is in a sense it's a folder. It's not even if you double click it, it's running like an app, but in essence it's a folder. You have to go show contents, inside contents, inside macOS, inside 2.7, inside scripts and not Python, scripts, add-ons, and here you're going to do a paste item, a copy paste. You're going to paste here. I have already pasted. You don't have to paste this file that we copied earlier. If you're using Windows, chances are that you don't have an addon folder. The last time I checked with my Windows 7, for some strange reason, the installation of Blender, which is inside program files, inside the folder Blender Foundation, doesn't have a file like this. Of course, you can create it. You can create a folder scripts inside 2.7, exactly the same way I showed you here with macOS. And inside there, create a script folder. Inside the script folder, create a subfolder called add-ons. Or there's other ways of doing this. If you go to Blender, let's use a new. Come on. If you go into Blender, excuse me 1 second to. Okay. Delete that. Delete that. Delete that. Okay. Come here. Here. Let's save this as default. If you go to File, you go to User Preferences. Inside User Preferences, I'm saying that for the Windows users, if you decide not to create that folder as I told you, you can do this thing here. And by the way, the ones that you are using Ubuntu and Linux, most likely you're going to find the folder scripts and add-ons, so you don't have to follow this procedure. It's for the Windows users. Blender gives you the ability to define your own folder that's going to search there for the scripts. So if you go here that says scripts, click this, and you can choose whatever folder you want, or you can create your own folder, it's up to you, to where inside you're going to put your scripts, of course with accept. But I already installed. The more important thing is that in that folder, we have to find this file. So this file must be in that folder that your Blender is going to search for scripts. Now, in order to activate the add-on, because just because you copy it doesn't mean that it's activated, you go here, you type Gyes, and it's going to show up this one only. And you can click here. Let's see, come on, yeah, now it's activated. And you can click here to see more information, which is not very important. If you click here, it's going to send you to the Blender Artist Forum thread that I was talking about earlier. So let's see how random material generator is working. Now let's create a mesh cube. Okay. Now where you find the random material generator? You find him here, but it's not here. Why? There's a simple explanation for that. In order to use random material generator, there is one single requirement. You have to have an assigned material to your objects. Currently, there's no material for our object. Let me check that, yes. We created material. Someone might ask here, why doesn't material generator create a material for us? The reason for not creating material is that if you add a material and then you keep adding materials here in the material list, only the first material is going to show up and render with your model, because only the first material is the active material. Also, I didn't like the idea of creating a lot of materials on Blender. I thought that it might create some instabilities, and most importantly, I feared that it might slow down your computer. So I knew that if I could use only Python data, I could really make this script very, very fast and very light for the CPU and the memory. So I decided to instead permit only one material. Of course, you can select several materials you want, but the material generator was going to affect only your active material, which is the first one here in the list. And now, if you go here, you're going to see that now we see the general user interface of Gyes. Let's start with the main button, random material. Let's click it. Immediately you can see that it creates a random material here. Let's maximize our view and make it easier to see. Okay, now, as you can see, you're already creating another material. We can actually see here the settings. If you observe here, you see that it didn't change the name of the setting, of the material, excuse me. It's the same material. Nothing has changed. And let's keep clicking. New random, run new random, view random, view random, view random, view random. If you observe here and here, you see that here there's no delay. The only delay is here that shows the material, but that delay is not caused by the script. It's just the preview is not fast enough to catch up with the speed of the script. And that shows how fast the script really is. You see, we can actually see that I created 30 materials already, and 30 random materials, and there's no problem. And if you open your activity monitors, you're going to see that the memory footprint is 0 and the CPU is not increased. The CPU consumption is not increased at all. So the second thing you're going to observe, and you may not understand immediately, is what the hell is this? Doesn't seem very simple. A lot of buttons that don't make much sense. But it's going to make sense in just a minute. Now, when you create materials, you may create this material, which is nice material. And then accidentally, you create this material. And then you want to go back to that material you like. How you do that? This is why history comes. History takes and is inspired from Photoshop and GIMP and other products and applications that use it. It's in essence a sophisticated tool, a sophisticated undo procedure. The difference with undo is each time you actually perform an undo, it changes back a single pattern that you have changed. The problem with undo, it doesn't store in one move a collection of parameters. This is what history is doing. Each time you hit random material, and it randomizes some settings here, it doesn't randomize all the settings, by the way. This script is still a work in progress, so you have to be more patient, so I can put more randomization inside and put a lot more features. Each time you hit the random material, it stores all the randomization settings in a single index. So these randomization settings have randomized here. They're all stored in sense index 33. If you go to previews, you see immediately all the settings change because it's a new randomization here. We see again that it's the same material, the name hasn't changed, but all these parameters here have changed. Previews, 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 previews. Next, 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 next. So 28, 29, 30, you see how these things go. Okay, now let's see how the rest of the button works and speed this tutorial a bit because I think I'm moving a bit slowly here. So I have created some boxes here because I want to demonstrate you several features. The first thing that I want to describe is, of course, the activate button. If you go here, in this section here, let's select the box. Okay, select this. We can immediately see what material is assigned. But let's say that we don't like this material. Let's go to History 10 and activated this material. Activate is the same with previews and next. Oh, sorry for that. I don't know what that opens. It's pretty much the same with the previous and next. What activate is doing is what previous is doing is increasing and decreasing previous and next, decrease previous, next increases, and then activates this. But if you want to jump in specific index and activate that index, then you can use the activate button. So I want to activate 40, material 40, activate. Next button that it's very interesting to use is store. So let's say that we go here and change colors. Yeah, I like this color. And I want to overwrite the existing index with this new material. You hit store. Now it's stored inside the history. Let's see. This is 39 and this is 40. It's saved. The next thing that you actually can do is, of course, delete it. You can delete it, 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 delete it. The history index remains the same, but if you move up and down, for example, if you go near there, I think I increased too many of them. I have made too many of them, so what I'm going to do is go to the end. I think was somewhere, let's see, 100. No more. How many did I make? 150? More. Oh. 200 maybe? More. 300? Yes. Okay, let's delete from, let's see where I was. Let me check 1 second to see how much was it. Okay. Okay. That's much better. Okay. All right. This is much better. Delete deletes its material finds. So as you can see here, it says that index is empty. And when you go here, it disables the store button because it says not the first empty index. This means that you can use store only on the first empty index. The reason for that is because I didn't want to allow to create spaces and gaps in the history. So I only allowed to save on existing active material or non-empty material or on the first empty index. So the nice thing about store is that you can go to an empty and store, of course, your material here, or you can go and create your own material. For example, let's do this, let's do that, and now we have created our own material. And we can change all the settings here and hit store. And now, so you can use history not only for random materials, you can use it for regular materials too. You can store inside there regular materials you have made by hand. You cannot, not all settings are stored, but I'm going to change that sooner or later. I'm going to include all the settings here, and probably in the future I'm going to include nodes and textures, which are very important for the materials. So it's still a work in progress, but I'm going to make sure that all that is stored here. So let's explain the last one, delete start and delete end. Let's say that we want to delete from index 5 to index 10. So we go into index 5 and we say start deletion from here. This is delete start. You start deletion from here. It does nothing. It does the only thing that it does, it says to the history that I want to start the deletion from here. Then we go to 10, or we write 10 here, and we delete end. So we say that we had delete start on 5 and the delete end, the end of the deletion is in 10. And that's it. Now we have only 5 indexes. So let's see another feature that I want to show you. That's why I created multiple boxes, to show you something that you may find very cool. Let's go to 1, delete start from 1, and then let's go to the end. Okay, the end is here, and go to delete end. Okay, let's delete that as well. Now we have an empty history. Let's go to here. Select this one, this one, this one, this one. The first thing you're going to observe is that each of these objects has a new material assigned to them. This is material simple, material 002, 005, 004. So it's a different material for each box, because I want to create a different material for each box. If they had the same material, then every time I change this material, all other boxes will share the same material. I don't want that. So I select all my boxes and hit random material. Immediately you see says history index. And of course 7 is empty. So I created 6 entries, 6 indexes in my history for 6 different, actually this from this, you see it's a different material. They look the same, but actually they are different materials. This from this, of course, again, it's a very different material. So that's the nice thing, because someone can actually use that to make for multiple objects, many objects. This is very fast, actually. It works very fast. I have tried it with many objects, and it works very good. You can make unique material for each object that's going to be random. And of course, randomization can be limited with these boxes here. You see, this is diffuse color, this is diffuse shader, this is diffuse intensity, this is diffuse specular color, specular shader, specular intensity, and of course transparency here, which randomizes not only the transparency but all the settings here. So you can choose here, for example, if we don't want to change the shaders and the colors, not intensities, and let's say that we want to change only transparencies. Select again all the boxes and hit randomization. You see, the colors do not change. But what happens? Aha, the transparency here changed. So I think I have shown you everything that's to show. I only want to tell that there are going to be added features. Of course, this is far from finished. The script is still work in progress. There are many things I want to add inside here. I'm planning to release the history tool as a library for scripters so they can use it with any kind of data. For example, I'm going to implement it with the landscape ant mesh, which is, I think, somewhere here, but I haven't enabled it. I don't think I have enabled it here. Let's see. No, I haven't. You can enable it from addons. It's the default addon. It will create a nice landscape. So I want to implement history for that too. So I'm going to release a library that everyone can use the history tool for his own kind of data, animation, I don't know, mesh creation, transformation, and many things that everything that has to do with Blender data. Another thing that I'm thinking of implementing is to actually be able to store history inside the blend file, or maybe in a separate file, so you never lose your history, because as it is now, if you close this document, and even if you save it, your history will be lost. It's not stays with your blend file. Another feature that I'm thinking of implementing is templates that are going to focus the randomization very much. You're going to have templates for wood, templates for hair, templates for the sky, templates for I don't know, for wear materials. So you're going to have separate templates for separate kind of materials. And those templates are going to even include textures inside and nodes. So the randomization will be very advanced with that. I'm actually in the process of implementing this feature, but it will take me some time. But I'm sure when it's finished and update the new version, you're going to be surprised how much more useful randomization is going to be. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching this tutorial, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you find this script very useful for your needs. Bye bye. Oops.